Quick review. So Fantastic Four just released in theaters. I have yet to see it though. So, to capitalize on this film's release, I thought I'd look over Marvel's previous installment, Thunderbolts. You know, their answer to DC's Suicide Squad. Does anybody still remember those movies? But anyway, now that the Avengers are gone, a brand new team has to fill that void. This, however, is formed by a ragtag group of anti-heroes who got screwed over by their contractor, Valentina De Fontaine. But while the trailers want you to believe that they'll be bickering and fighting their way through crazy hijinks, the film itself actually tells a much different story. Truth be told, this film did not do well in theaters. That could be attributed to the trailers promising one thing, but delivering a much different movie than was expected. I'm just going to spill the tea. This film is more about mental health than about saving the world from a big baddie. Now, having mental health themes is not necessarily a bad thing. It easily creates an emotional core to what could have been another soulless action flick. But this action flick is kind of lacking in the action department. Don't get me wrong, those scenes are pretty well choreographed. But to be honest, they're not as good as Marvel's previous entries. Especially during the climax where the heroes literally hug the main villain in order to fight his own demons. Now, I was a little irritated to find out that Bob, aka Sentry, is not a villain, but rather a misunderstood boy with a troubled youth. I guess he does seem a bit likable in some instances. I appreciate that we get to experience the inner struggles of the teammates. I'm also quite glad that none of the characters dropped any lame quips that would drag the movie along. However, my favorite and least favorite part has to be with the character Taskmaster. She wasn't very prominent in the advertising, but my god did they shoot some crazy mind-blowing scenes. They wasted her in the first act. Yup, Marvel must have knew that her introduction into the MCU was pretty sloppy, so they wasted no time to undo her. But anyway, this film works best when it's a film about dealing with mental health than it is your average superhero flick about saving the world from an overpowered being. Be sure to let me know what you think about this film, and let's all hope it's all smooth sailing from now on.